You state that our new definition of atheism is the lack of a belief, considering that religion is based upon a system of beliefs, which, when we really look at things, that's what atheists are generally opposed to. So, if you look at the definition of the words belief, religion, faith, you will kind of understand where we're coming from. Though, if you'll note, these words all have several definitions depending on the context in which they were used, or context in which they are used. You are to some degree refuting mere linguistics. You point out that agnostic means without knowing or without knowledge. You are getting this definition from the breakdown of the word, a meaning without or not, and gnostic coming from the Greek word meaning knowledge. Then you, from what I grasp, you sum agnosticism to being without knowledge, which is quite absurd. You're basically calling anyone that denies or is even somewhat skeptical of the existence of God as being ignorant. Ignorance infers that you do not know. And what are we supposed to base our knowledge on? Science, religious texts, philosophy, personal experience? Any atheist I know is pretty well rounded in that regard and have studied all those things. And the same could be said with a lot of agnostics as well. Though most atheists I know have, taken in all these things that they've studied and they've come to their own conclusion. In their opinion, there is no God and there's no other deity either. And how can we truly know there isn't a God? Well, we cannot totally disprove or prove that there is a God based on the evidence we have today. We have to make some assumptions, and there's nothing wrong with that. I get what you're trying to say, but when we say as a general statement that it is a lack of belief, we are referring to belief in the religious connotation of the word. I can only hope that this helped you understand what we're trying to say by that. There's nothing wrong with making generalizations, and I'd like to quote my friend on this topic. And this is not from me, this is my friend saying this, but it gets a little funny. This is what he said. I am also not afraid of making generalized blanket statements. There's absolutely nothing wrong with making a blanket statement. I will quote my own words as an example. My intellect also has allowed me to recognize that most humans are sewer-dwelling, degenerate cretins, not fit to consume my trash. Now, is this statement entirely true? Are most humans really degenerates who fall under this description? No, of course not. So why then would one use a generalization in the first place? Because, you freaking simpletons, a generalization acts as a kind of conversational Teflon, a social lubricant. When properly conceived and relevant to the subject matter under discussion, it is a practical, communicative device for conveying an idea in a compact, effective, and economic manner. Especially valuable for long-winded assholes like me. And I'll give you another reason that you may not have thought of. A generalization is complementary. Yeah, that's right. You see, an intelligent generalization states a basic idea or rule, and at the same time assumes that you are intelligent enough to figure it out on your own, where the exception to the rule lie. It gives you the benefit of the doubt, oftentimes undeservedly so in my opinion, that you don't require the speaker to spell out the details for you. Would you not be rightly offended if someone spoke to you in such a condescending manner? If a generalization falls short, it's not because a generalization is inherently flawed method for conveying thoughts and ideas. It's because the idiotic dildo master that conceived it did so in an unintelligent, irrelevant, and inappropriate manner. Thank you.